All right, so this is the video to allow you to extend your Space Invaders app to increase the difficulty and change levels basically. And those are basically the same thing actually. Um, so we're gonna work through that right now. We're gonna do both of them at the same time because they're basically they go hand in hand. So what we're gonna do is we are going to add some variables. So if you go to variables, we're going to initialize two things. And I haven't done this before, so we're going to see if this works out. We're going to initialize global speed. And we're going to initialize that to 0. So we're going to use some math here and initialize 0. And then we're going to say level. Okay? Initialize level, and we're going to set that to level 1. Right? So what we want to do is we want the speed to increase as the score increases, right? So how we're going to do that is basically when the score goes up, right? So set score label text to score label text plus 1. When the score goes up like in increments of, let's say, 5, we want the speed to go up each time as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an if-then statement here. Every time the bullet is collided with, we're going to put that right there, right underneath the text. So it's keeping track of our score here. After it takes the score and sets it to where it should be every time it gets a point, if that score label text, put that there, is greater than 5. Let's do that. We want it equal to greater than or equal to 5. So once they hit 5 points, we're going to do that. Then we're going to 1 set the score label text back to 0, right? And then 2, we actually need to add a score counter. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to go to the canvas. I'm going to make this invisible so we can't see it anymore. And we're going to add another label here. Right below this one, we're going to do layout, horizontal arrangement, background color none. And we're just going to make another label here, another 2 labels here. So this will be this label 2 is fine, and this is going to be the level label. And then we just got to make it look like the other one. So these are 55 white, align horizontal center on this. That's 55, text color is white so we can see it. That's 55, text color is white so we can see it. This will say level colon space. This will say, it'll start off with 1, right, because we're on level 1. I gotta bold these two to make them look the same as before, as the other one at least. And then once I have that, I can reset my canvas to visible. It'll push them back down, you can't see them anymore, but they're looking kind of okay. We need to make a little bit more space for that button at the very bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the height of this 950 instead of 1,000. Just to give us a little bit more space. And then that will move the rocket sprite up just a little bit as well. So this needs to be 850. Let me make sure that it hasn't ruined my code that we have already. No, we're good. So as long as you change all that stuff, you'll be good. So now we have a level label that should count as well. We're going to, so if it's greater than that, set score label text to 0. So reset the score. And we're going to set the level label text to, and here's where the variables come in. I'm going to get that. Let's put that right there real quick. I need math first, actually. I need the plus. So we wanted to grab, come on. the level variable and add 1 to it. All right, so that way, and let me test this. That way, it will, this game is actually kind of hard to actually get a point on. It will go up with levels every time the user reaches 5 points. All right, so it works. I was able to get to level 2 after hitting the UFO 5 times. So that changes the text to say level, the next level, right? But it doesn't change the speed of anything. And what we want to do with that is every time the clock timer is every time this clock goes, like the UFO changes direction, that kind of stuff, we want to have the speed change as well. So we need to, every time it goes past another 5, we want to set the our global variable, right? So set global speed to, we're going to do a plus, and we're going to get, this might be a little confusing, I'll explain in just a second, global speed plus, what's the saucer speed right now is set at 20 plus 10, 15, sure. So what that does is once they go, every time they go up in a level, right, it'll set the global speed to whatever the global speed was plus another 15, right? And global speed will start off at 20. So let's set that to 20. So it'll start at 20, all right? This means every time the clock ticks, we want to set the saucer speed not to just 20 every time. We want to just set it to whatever the global variable for speed is at the time. Just missed that. Global speed is the time, right? So every time the UFO moves, it's going to change its speed based on what level you are on. So we basically have a level counter, and every time the user gets 5 points, that level goes up, right? And every time that level goes up, the UFO gets faster, right? So that's basically it for that, for the level counter and the difficulty settings. So you're free to change what you want. Again, do what you want, change the speeds around. Just make sure you kind of understand what's happening here.